Welcome back, everybody. It's a beautiful spring day, and I just thought I'd take you on another tour of my backyard. Things are starting to grow, so why not show you guys how everything's working out. This is the bloomerang lilac. It's an interesting one, the way that it's growing. As you can see, the leaves are down there, and the flowers are up above. The flowers are on their own little stem. Generally with the lilacs you'll get a couple of leaves and then you'll get the flower spike, but on this one it seems to be a little bit different. So this one is the one that flowers in the spring and then again in the fall, late summer. So we'll follow its progress to see how it actually grows. And next to it is my tree peony. It's looking lovely. Finally, the first year it can have a good place to grow. Everywhere else it's been in a too cold of a climate and it's never flowered for me. But as you can see, there's one bud here, another bud here. I think there's only 2 buds this year, but I would have been happy if there was no buds. Oh, there's a third. There's a third bud here. I don't know if it's gonna flower. Hopefully. The bud seems to still look okay. We'll find out soon enough. My Varigated Holly is still looking fantastic. There doesn't seem to be any winter dieback. I haven't seen any new growth starting on it yet though, but it's still early. It's still April 15th, so over here is the clematis. It's really taken off. It's a little early for that. Generally they are just in their bud stage right now to start growing, but it's already about 2 feet tall. With new growth, so that's fantastic. Here are my Hearty Cactuses, the bunny ear cactus, or the I do believe they're also prickly pear, a Peony, I think that's what the scientific name is. They were looking like, well, they didn't look very good this spring. I have clay soil, so the drainage is really bad. But they seem to have come through just fine. The pads on the top, I don't want to touch it because they will prickle me and it does get uncomfortable. These pads were completely laying on the ground, all shriveled up. They're still kind of shriveled, but every day they seem to get a little bit better. We'll follow their growth as the summer goes. I don't know where the new growth is going to come from, but we'll see. It should be interesting. This is their second season, like I said, so very excited about that. Over here is a Belladonna, I do believe. It's a Hearty Amaryllis. It's got pink flowers. I think they call it a naked lady or something, because it flowers at some point without leaves. We'll see. This is it survived the winter. All I got was leaves last year, so we'll see when it flowers and how it does. I'm still not sure. First year for it for me. As we move across here, we have some species tulips here. The botanical tulips. I do believe these ones are Tulipata. These ones are beautiful. These ones naturalize. Small flowers. They close up at night. They tend to last a long time as well, and you get multiple flowers per plant, which is quite nice. I've got some daffodils growing. These ones haven't started flowering yet. I bought some last season and I don't really know what I bought. I just ended up planting them and it's going to be a surprise. This is my Columbine. It's quite lush for this time of the year. No flowers as of yet, but it'll come. Here's my Japanese maple. I think this one's called Half Moon or Full Moon or something. It's got a green leaf. Autumn Moon. There's what the leaves will look like. It's quite beautiful. But the buds are coming out. Looks really healthy. Looks strong. There's no dieback from what I can see, so that's a positive thing. We had a really good winter, so that's it's always good. And here are some daffodils. I'm quite excited about. I'm new to daffodils. I really haven't been a bulb grower. I find that bulbs get in the way. I like to amend my soil quite frequently, and I find that bulbs get in the way. I end up digging them up and slicing them, and they get in the way. I love them. They're beautiful, but they just get in the way, so I tend not to plant them. But now that I've had them, I'm starting to become addicted. So expect more of these, and as I learn the bulb process, I will film it. I guess as time goes on, you're supposed to dig them out and separate them and replant them and fertilize them to get the best out of your bulbs. So we'll deal with that as the time comes. But these are quite stunning. I love how the yellow goes into the petals and the sides. There's some more species tulips, Tulipatarda. There was supposed to be a mix of tulips, but these ones seem to be the only ones that are flowering at the moment. I think there was supposed to be a mix of yellow and pink, but all I can see here is yellow. There is a different leaf structure here as well, and they're not quite flowering, so maybe these ones here are the pink ones, coming at their own time. Here's another variety of daffodil that I have here. I have no idea what it's called, but it's quite lovely. Very, very strong colors. It's a beautiful one. Got some hostas already starting to come out of the ground. I don't know if you can see that. Here's another one. I think this one's Fire and Ice. Right there at my fingers. That one's really, really nice. It's got a nice lime green leaf with a red stem. Quite beautiful. At this side of the garden I have another two clematis, but this side tends to get more shade, so the plants are a lot slower. I think we also had some mice damage that they chewed off the vines at the ground. So hopefully they grow from the roots. Fingers are crossed, but don't know if it's going to happen. Also, there's a banana, or there's supposed to be a banana. Musa Baju here in front. That's why while the straw is there, I had the big tents over top of them, filled with straw. So I don't seem to see anything there. Again, this was frozen, and it's also clay soil, so they do like a well drained. So it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't make it because of that. But hey, if the cactus makes it, I think that the banana will. They are root hardy, the bananas, so maybe the plant itself has died, but the roots have survived. So we'll see. As it gets warmer, hopefully the roots will start sprouting. This is a Siberian Iris starting to grow here. I think this one's called Caesar. It's going to have a nice blue flower. Not a big fan of the Siberian Iris. Not a fan of iris in general. They're really, really pretty in their time, but I find that the leaves take up a lot of space in the garden. But one or two clumps here and there is wonderful. I do have two species that survived of the reblooming German iris, the bearded iris. So I'll track their progress to see when they bloom and when they don't. See if you do get reblooms out of them. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. The Helleborus. Let me get up here. It's doing well. It's got new growth starting on it. I was a little disappointed because the flowers, they really didn't turn white. They just started opening. They were kind of like this. They didn't open, and then they turned into this spent flower look. So I was a little disappointed that it didn't give the show that I was expecting. But better luck next year, I guess. And last but not least, we have the Hydrangea. This is the lace cap Hydrangea. In one of my videos, I'll show you how to change the color of the flowers to a blue. My favorite color is blue for Hydrangea. So we'll use some aluminum sulfate on there, and if you mix between garden lime and aluminum sulfate, you can actually change the colors so that they're mixed between purple and pink at different stages of the flower production. So maybe not this year, but in years to come I will practice that again. I used to grow them professionally, and it turned out to be a mistake on my part, but the flowers sold like crazy, so we ended up having to redo that mistake, which I don't know if you've ever had to try to redo a mistake. It's quite difficult. So, but anyway, this was growing beautifully. We had some new growth, but then the weather went for the worst, and we actually got snow, so all the new leaves got burned off and they went to mush, but it's starting to come back. So, but anyway, this is the tour of the backyard. The plants are doing wonderful. Everything's growing, taking its time, but it's finally coming along. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and happy growing.